driver interviews, pit action, industry news. We're bringing you everything that fuels the adrenaline-pumping world of dirt track racing. Buckle up now. You're sitting with the Slimy Bastards. Take it away, Jason and Adam.
Pit Stop Motorsports, Dirt Tracks Racing, largest inventory trackside parts service. We keep racers on the track, located in Rock Springs, Wyoming, and coming to a track near you. Check us out on Facebook at Pit Stop Motorsports. And tell Slade Pitt the Slimy Bastards sent you.
Well, welcome to the Slimy Bastards show, Boone, Iowa. It's fucking pouring again. It's a never-ending story every time we come down here. But real quick, we want to thank our sponsors that's helped us out, and those of you that have been liking and following us and sharing the podcast. We want to thank you all. Pit Stop Motorsports in Rock Springs, Wyoming, and Morton's Truck Stop out in Las Vegas. They're going to... Oh, Ryan, he's done well for me, and he's going to come on board sooner or later, but I still like throwing his name out there. And then, of course, helping Tanner Black with his pit mats and all that. I think it's 44 Productions. So with that being said, welcome to the show.
I'd like to thank everyone, also our sponsors, for being on board.
Adam, you look like a wet dog right now.
I feel like a drowned rat, so it's all good.
Jesus, I got smart enough when I seen the storm coming in. I was off of turn number 1 and 2, standing up on the catwalk over there, and I was watching the sport mod classes, and I turned to the gal next to me and her husband, and I said, "I'm going to walk back to our trailer now because this ain't looking too good." And you didn't get that memo, Matt, or Matt. Adam, Jesus.
Well, where were you on that one?
Yeah, I don't know.
You're supposed to stand with me, so when stuff like this happens,
I got smart and I moved. So follow my footsteps. But in the trailer, we got. Go ahead, Adam. Introduce them because you never introduce anybody. So
Nicholas Adams. He drives the A24 Hobby Stock.
Pleasure to have you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we appreciate. We came in early to do a podcast with. Remind me of his name. I'm sorry.
What was it? Gage
Hillenberg. Yeah, and Gage Hillenberg, and we were kind of parked in the middle of everybody, and just because we were late getting here and everything, but we got everything set up, and then Nicholas here came to the rescue and let us pit right next to you, and here we are. It's pretty cool meeting you, man.
Absolutely. It's great meeting you guys. I mean, you guys looked like you were just in the way, and I seen cars lining up to get in your spot.
I'm not in the way. It's Adam that's out blocking every fucking thing. But
well, now we're scratching each other's back. You let us park here, and now you have a place to stay when it's raining.
Absolutely. Raining cats and dogs right now.
You're running one of the old school where you don't have a collar, enclosed trailer. You got the open racks and everything, huh?
Oh, yeah. Don't put any tires out there so people can't steal my secrets, but keeps it going for sure.
Do you wrap your tires?
No, we can't do that, otherwise we'll get disqualified, actually. But
is that because of the class you're in?
Yeah, just hobby stocks. We just have to run street DOT tires.
That's an IMCA thing, right? Or is that
IMCA, USRA? You can run Hoosiers or American Racers or whatever.
Okay.
So I know the sound is pretty disturbing. That sound that you're listening is not.
It's you snoring, right? Or no?
That's not you breathing. What it is, it's actually the fucking rain.
Mother Nature.
Yeah.
I just thought maybe you were snoring.
Boone. Like we were just saying, it's like the Boone Nationals all over.
Every single year.
So do you come and race that?
I actually got to race my first time there last year. Finished top half of my class, so that was a...
you made the show? And
No, I didn't get to make the show, but just got to be top half. Missed the last chance by one spot.
So you coming back this year then?
Absolutely. I could take a week off every year since I moved down here to Ames, and haven't missed one since.
So you live in Ames, you work for Fairway, you're a meat cutter.
Yep.
That would have came in handy about 15 minutes, 20 or 30 minutes ago, we could have been grilling some ribeyes up right now.
Absolutely.
Could have put out the awning and you could have been our grill master.
Absolutely. That or a good flat
What do
iron.
we got to do to get Fairway on board with our podcast? Sponsor us for meat.
It'd be a lot of scratching and clawing because I can't get them on my car.
Well, we got their meat cutter here, so maybe they'll just come on board now.
Well, if they won't sponsor his car, I doubt they're going to sponsor the Slimy Bastard podcast show. But, you know, they
It's
seem
worth
like a clean cut organization. And we're far from clean cut, but,
Well,
I did shave though today.
well, that's the first. But, no, where do you all run then?
so I just run Boone Weekly right now with my work schedule. I have ran at Spencer, Algona, and Britt last year, but
Okay.
hoping to get to Marshalltown and Stewart sometime down the line for sure.
And you lived up in Emmitsburg. Is that where you were born and raised?
Yep,
Is
born
that-
and raised, graduated, and
So I grew up in Clarion Goldfield, and Emmitsburg was always a powerhouse in football. Did you play any sports or anything? Or
I actually got injured right before I could play. I dislocated my knee and
yeah,
went downhill there, but I did become the team manager and then later became a volunteer coach for the team for a couple of seasons. And
oh nice.
now I'm driving a race car,
Yeah.
so everything turns
How
around.
long you been racing?
This is, I believe, my second year.
Okay, you enjoying that?
Absolutely. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
What got you into doing it?
Just family. My family raced when I was younger, then stepped out because of costs. And of course, those costs are still rising today. And I figured I'm not getting any younger. Might as well
Yeah.
give it a shot if I can.
Sure. So does your family come out to quite a bit of the races, or
Actually, my parents come down every single week this year that we've raced. We all take a look at the radar, and I told them, well, you want to run the race tonight? And sure enough, they were in the grandstand watching the makeup feature we had today, and
Oh, yeah.
they're sitting in the car waiting to head on home.
I didn't catch that. How'd you do tonight?
Started second, finished 10th. Just felt like I didn't have enough, but that's how it goes. First time being able to start up front.
well, there's some track factor, I bet you, in that too.
There's a lot.
Because you take your features back last week. You've had everybody else's features ran into that. So am I right? Would you say there's some track?
Well, they did prep it pretty well for the stock cars, but of course they got the big wide tires. We don't have those big wide ones. We got those pizza cutters.
But you guys are usually running on the whatever's left after
Yeah,
the
we're-
whole race.
Yeah, normally towards the bottom, never really on the top side. And that's what we had. That's where I like to run, but just didn't have what I needed.
Sure. So when you're not cutting meat at Fairway and all that, what do you do?
Basically work on the car or hang out with some friends online playing video games or just trying to find something to keep myself activated and just going at it.
Do you hunt or fish or anything? Or
Pardon?
do you hunt or fish or anything?
Haven't for a while. Just haven't really had the time to. Dad got a little too old for me to go hunt with him, and we only fished when I was really little. But it was nice having a 5-island lake that we could go out fishing every time.
Yeah.
So you're only a year and a quarter into your career, but do you see yourself moving up ever into a different class?
It really just depends on success and just how much money's in my back pocket when the day's done. But I just thank all the sponsors who jumped on board so far, and we'll see where that can take me.
With that in mind, what do you hope to? What's your end game? What do you hope to achieve?
Well, I hope to at least get a track win, which thought I could do it tonight, but not my luck tonight, but did turn my luck around for the last couple of weeks, and just keep getting better goals for me as I accomplish them.
Sure.
My last goal was getting the top 8, and I finished 7th and 6th. And so now I just got to get that top 5 that it's been eluded me so far, and we'll see what goes on from there. Of course, long term is getting a track championship at least, and Boone seems to be the toughest place to do, so if I can get it here.
Now, would you ever go to Marshalltown or Stewart or any of them where you live in Ames? Or
If I can get a chance to, work schedule's kind of tough right now, but you never know what might happen.
Sure. Adam's picking his nose here. Quick. Jeez.
He's just going to sleep.
Yeah. That rain puts him to sleep. I'll have to drive home listening to him fucking snoring all the whole way and then keeping Nate occupied. But
You'll probably be sleeping too, so don't worry about it. If you like driving home by yourself.
you only got about 20-minute drive?
12 minutes I'm
Yeah,
straight.
fuck you.
Yeah, right up on Highway 30. Those apartment buildings are pretty nice to have.
That's just it. We're about an hour and a half away.
2 hours with the trailer, probably.
Yeah. And then in this, it's going to be even longer It's gonna
It
be
just
fun.
go home, unload, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
You know what? We just sleep in here tonight.
No, I
I
gotta get home.
Oh yeah, I got my kid with me. You don't have yours.
Yeah. And, with that, what are you into? Like in the wintertime and that, what do you do for hobbies, or what do are you a bowler? You look like
No.
someone that would be a bowler.
You know, I'm not a bowler, but I'm a karaoke singer.
Are you?
Absolutely.
Really?
I've done karaoke contests in the back couple years.
What music?
Country music.
Okay. So like old school country or the
90s and a little older.
okay.
Nice.
And that's how you pick up your women then, or is that
Well, every now and then, you never know what you might find at a good old honky tonk.
yeah? Throw in a little Johnny Cash and
Johnny Cash or Josh Turner, those are
Well, they probably got more women in Ames than we have in Northwood anyway. But
Northwest Iowa altogether, for that matter.
well, there's your problem, Adam. Maybe you ought to start going to Ames every night. And,
I go through Ames every week. Does that count?
well, not if you're stopping, not if you're not stopping. No,
Well, I stop sometimes.
and I'm not talking to strip clubs. I'm talking like a place.
Gotta stop
that
down to the Outlaws.
Is that,
Outlaws
my
are
problem?
ages.
Is that my problem then, or what?
Yeah, I don't know what your problem is. Whatever you're doing, that's not working.
I think it's working pretty well because I don't want anyone, so I think it's working well.
Well, there you go.
So-
Dirt track racing by yourself. That's all that matters.
So, where do you go karaoke now?
Well, haven't really done it in a couple of years, but actually, I was up at your Diamond Joe Casino for the competition.
Oh, that was probably about a couple years ago.
Yeah, the Road to Country Thunder, I think
Yeah.
it was at the
Yeah.
time.
That
Yeah.
was the 2000 win show, right?
No, he's talking karaoke singing. Get
Right.
with the
But,
program.
no,
here.
but they had there was a.
Des Moines does the
Is that
2000.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were talking racing. Like, keep up with the conversation.
No, I was talking about the karaoke prize.
Okay.
But no, I got to be the final 9 and laid it on the line, made a fool of myself, and the crowd loved me, but the judges didn't, and that's how it goes.
Yeah. And that didn't you get free tickets to the Country Thunder
You
deal?
got the
up
free
there?
tickets, and then you got to perform at Country Thunder for that, but
Oh wow.
Yeah.
didn't quite get that far. And
Actually, I think Alex Hansen's sister.
She did win. She won it, didn't she?
I think so.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that because Mike Hansen was showing me, and Alex Hansen used to race IMCA
Yeah,
modifieds, and then he moved over to USMTS. But I think his sister won that contest.
Yeah, I think she won it, and then my neighbor across the road, I think he finished second. So
Did you play his piano that night?
I can't play the
played the
piano.
accordion.
Yeah. You'll find Adam on Sunday nights at the square dance out of Northwood Senior Citizen Center.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
But other than that, what's your plans for the year? You're just running Boone. You're going to do the Super Nationals. Are you going to do anything else besides that, or?
Well, I've been looking at different dates throughout the season. I thought about doing the Salute to Veteran Tour again. I did that last year, but just business time. I got COVID at the beginning of the year and just kind of used up all my time then. So I'm now building that back up so I can at least do the Super Nationals and hopefully looking at the Tiny Lund Memorial over at Harlan.
Okay.
So looking at that as possibly a extra track that I can do this year. And of course, that's at the end of the year. So
Right.
nice little.
So I'm going to bring up that Salute to Veterans deal because we actually, my dad, we did a memorial race out in Rock Springs, Wyoming, where the money that we sold the shirts and all that from went to that foundation and everything. And so we're taking part in that this year of doing some live podcasting and that with that series. It seems like what was your thoughts on it?
I think it's one of the best things that ever came out of Algona for sure. I mean, it started
Yeah.
just at the one track, and I mean that's my home track. I've been there since I was little, and my cousin won a track championship there. So I mean, it's always been home, and our family is rooted in the military, and it's just nice to see something give back on something that kind of gets overshadowed, overshadowed in today's world, and people don't realize what they give up to.
Well, and the cool thing about that series is they do it right. You know what I mean? It's really military focused. It's real patriotic and driven by all military.
Absolutely.
And my dad was in Vietnam, and so that's where that kind of came into play. And he loved racing, so my sister and brother and I got together and thought that'd be the perfect scenario of
what I like about it is they usually do it at one track here or there. Now you can basically do a whole week of it at 3 different racetracks. So different veteran groups can get to those racetracks rather than just at that one track.
Absolutely. And I mean, Brit, even though they are not on the schedule, they do their own Salute to Veteran Night that Friday as well, which is okay, but I mean, it's not as up to the par that Hunting with Heroes does.
I'm real curious. I wonder why. I'll have to ask Jason about that, why they don't do that night in Brit. You would think that they would, you know what I mean? Because
it's right there. You don't have to change a gear. You can just...
Right. And it's that night off that guys go there anyway. So I wonder what the
Well, I think the deal is they kind of split it up because Britt has their own and then Marshalltown kind of has their own. So I don't know if there's where they do half there and half there. I mean, that would be a question for Jason, but I'm just thinking that's maybe why they kind of split it in half and send it to both tracks.
Yeah.
Where Wednesday and Thursday, there's no one else racing. So you can focus everything, or Saturday, focus everything at those 3 tracks and then split the other ones up on Friday.
See, that's why I have them on here.
There you go.
Yeah, Mr. Insight.
Mr. Insight, Mr. Logistics, I tell you.
You keep them around long enough, he'll tell you how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop, too.
You know, I always wondered that question. Can you tell me?
123.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
And you sat there and licked everyone, didn't you?
Man, it's hard to think he's single, isn't it?
I tell you. Ladies, hook yourself up with some of that, I tell you.
Yeah.
He'll get your Tootsie Pop.
The professional Tootsie Pop licker. No, but other than that, any sponsors you want to thank?
Oh, yeah. I want to thank Varchek Chiropractic. They jumped on board big time the first year. I mean, they just did a remodel on their place, so they've helped me out, especially when I hit the front stretch wall. I had quite a back pain. They fixed me up, and I was ready to go and won my heat race that Saturday night. So if that tells you anything, I mean, the big turnaround there. Mojo Productions out of Brit. They do my race parties every year. I've been friends with them for over a decade. I sang karaoke for them for just as long. And Justin Cottrell and his wife, Anna, and the kids. And he's struggling with some thyroid cancer right now that he's battling. And so he just started his first week of chemo, so I want to give a shout out to him. Sure. John Allmer, he wanted to do a memorial on my hood this year. His friend and a fellow hobby stock racer got killed over your name, so he wanted to do a memorial for him as well. And so hoping his luck can transfer over to me on that. And Pete Decals did the wrap this. Thank them for that. And of course, it all comes down to family, mom, dad, and of course Wayside Farms, which is my cousin's farm up in Northwest Iowa. So they do a great job. And yeah, that's just about all I got there. Yeah. Oh, and Campus Garage, can't forget them. I forgot we moved them from the rear to the front. I was going from front to back, and I just skipped over them. But Campus Garage, they've helped me out, especially with my truck issues. Sure. Getting me from A to B and back to A, and can't thank them enough.
We may have hail damage for them now.
Absolutely. Well, this truck's been through enough.
Yeah.
Well, this trailer is going to be through tonight.
As Tanner Black would say, you find the nearest fucking storm and you get that trailer in that, because that's the way you're going to make money off of trailers.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And if anyone would know, Tanner Black would know that.
You know that.
I can just hear him now. You goddamn right. That's how I get. Have you ever met Tanner Black? Or?
No, I haven't. He's a friend of mine on Facebook, but I've never met him yet. But it seems like a pretty good racer, for sure.
Yeah.
When we went out to Wyoming, that's the first time I had met him. So
he was fun on our podcast a couple of weeks ago, and we just dropped out this last week with him and Ricky Alvarado. But that was a fun hour and a half with them guys. Anyway, I appreciate you coming on. Kind of last minute. It was fun to do, but
absolutely kept me out of the rain and kept me dry a little bit. Got me to dry off, but.
And those of you that are listening, we apologize for the white noise of the sound, but that sound is not Adam spitting into the microphone. It's just rain. So
it was a pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to have you on.
Thank you for having me on, and appreciate you for taking time.
The sticker on your car too, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you tired of losing your pit mat at a race? Well, get a hold of 44 Productions. They can customize your team logo, number, name, whatever you want on that pit mat. So get a hold of Tanner or Kelsey at 44 Productions.
Driver interviews, pit action, industry news. We're bringing you everything that fuels the adrenaline-pumping world of dirt track racing. Buckle up now. You're sitting with the Slimy Bastards.